Hi there, Joe Valenzuela with Vista Mutual Insurance Services, and today we're going to talk about preventive services and what's covered by Medicare and thus a Medicare supplement, and then we'll talk a little bit about Medicare Advantage and how there's a slight difference in the preventive care that they cover. So first off, we want to talk about your annual wellness exam. Now, this is not to be confused with an annual physical. These are separate and different things. An annual wellness exam is really just a conversation, an update on your health and your history, if anything else is going on. There's not really physical touching or lab services that happen with an annual wellness exam. Now, Medicare covers an annual wellness exam once a year. Medicare itself does not cover an annual physical. Now, they do cover a once-in-a-lifetime Welcome to Medicare physical, so you are able to get that. But then after that, if you just have original Medicare and a supplement plan, you will only get an annual wellness exam. And this is really where Medicare as your primary or a Medicare Advantage plan will differ. Because most Medicare Advantage plans, and I say most because it's not all, but a lot here in my area, in Northern California, in the Bay Area, are covering annual physicals. And this is on top of your annual wellness exam. So you can also get an additional full physical with the provider being able to touch you and do a full panel on your blood as well. So there's the one difference between Medicare Advantage and original Medicare plans in the preventive services realm. So you get your Welcome to Medicare physical, and that's when you first get within 6 months of your Part B going effective. Then you have your annual wellness, which you get every year regardless of what policy that you have. And then you have a routine annual physical that you can get if you have a certain type of Medicare Advantage plan that allows you to get a physical. Okay. And there's a difference too. Now, there's a bunch of different comprehensive preventive screenings that you can get, including cancer screenings and bone mass measurement screenings, things of that nature. And these happen regardless of what plan that you choose. So no matter if you have a Medicare Advantage or if you have a Medicare supplement, they all have to cover these preventive services at zero cost for you, and all in kind of the same realm. Meaning, if you're having a mammogram, you can have those once every 12 months. If you're getting a pap smear or a pelvic exam, you can have that based on your doctor's recommendation, your health history, and your susceptibility to that. Prostate cancer screening can happen once every 12 months for men over 50 years old. Colorectal cancer screenings, flexible sigmoidoscopy can happen once every 48 months. And regular colonoscopy can happen once every 120 months. Now, these are just the baseline. If you're at high risk for some of these, then you can get them more often. You can also get bone mass measurements once every 24 months if you meet certain conditions and criteria as well. You can get diabetic screenings, so just to check if you have risk factors for high blood sugar. And then you can also get vaccinations, so things like flu shots, your COVID vaccine, pneumonia, hepatitis. All these vaccinations are covered under the comprehensive preventive services that original Medicare covers, and thus your Medicare supplement and your Medicare Advantage plan must cover as well. Let's talk a little bit about immunizations. Now, we talked about your COVID-19 and things like that, but there are certain vaccinations that are covered under Medicare Part B, and they're usually the standard vaccinations. We know that some people will travel overseas and sometimes have to get vaccinated for that. You would just need a doctor's recommendation in order to do that, but your standard vaccines for your flu shot, your pneumonia, your hepatitis are going to be 100% covered at no copayment to you, regardless of which policy that you have. Now, I keep saying that because I want you to check your coverage. There's only certain Medicare Advantage plans that will provide that annual physical. So again, it's most of them, but you want to check with your coverage to ensure. There's also employer plans that are specifically designed for groups of individuals that usually are provided from the company that they retired from that can set up their own things to do with this. So that's why we encourage you to check into what we're saying with your specific policy, just to ensure that it covers that. And if you need help with that, you can always reach out to us and we can do that for you. Now, they say that every dollar spent on preventive health is equal to about $10 spent when something occurs. So it is incredibly important that you take advantage of these preventive screenings. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a situation where a client has come to me and said that, they've contracted something, and usually it's cancer, and they could have been in a much earlier stage had they just followed the guidelines and got their preventive screenings. And I know that some people have, a fear of doing this. And I understand that. I completely do. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. But most cancers, if caught early enough, are treatable. And it can be very quickly that you move between stages of cancer. So we highly recommend that whenever you're available to get these screenings, that you immediately go in and get them. We've also had stories on the other side where, a person goes in for a random preventive screening that has come up for them, and they found something, and they were actually able to get treatment and beat that disease. And it happens the other way as well, where they find something and it's in the later stages and they're not able to. So it's incredibly important for you to take a proactive approach to your health. And one of the best ways to do that is to do your preventive screenings. They're there for you for a reason. It also helps the insurance company save money if you think about it that way. That's why they're encouraging you to do this as well, right? If they can catch it early, they spend less money on treating that condition as well. So preventive services as a whole are incredibly important to your overall health. Medicare covers a lot of them, as you've just seen here. And regardless of which policy you still have a great preventive package as a part of your Medicare plan. We want to thank you so much for watching all of our videos, and hopefully they provide you some value. It is important that when you get a correspondence from your current insurer, that you take a look at those. Usually they're reminding you about these preventive services or about things that you're able to access that you haven't accessed already. So please keep an eye out for these things in the mail. It'll show you whether or not you're eligible to get these screenings and even encourage you to do so. A lot of the companies now will have rewards for doing these preventive screenings, meaning you'll get, a set amount on a Visa card for each screening that you do. So it's just a little incentive to help you help yourself, right? We want you to also please comment, share this video, subscribe to our videos. It allows us, the more views that we have, the more comments, the more engagement that we have, it allows us to keep creating this content for you. So please share, comment, ask questions. We're in the comment sections all the time answering those for you. So please do so. I'd like to thank you again for following Vista Mutual Insurance Services. We really appreciate you and your business. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Until next time, when we help you navigate the wild, wild world of Medicare. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.